Well, hi everybody, welcome to my first attempt at a video. Got to say a big thank you to Mark on the Western Centurion channel for giving me the inspiration to do this. He's a bit of a card. I can't guarantee I'll be as funny as he is, but I'll certainly show you what I've done so far on my layout. Unlike Mark and some of the others there, this is all N gauge. There's a long story to this layout. I started probably about 30 odd years ago when I first bought these little carriages here and these three wagons and this little shunter here. As you can see, he's minus his funnel at the moment. I've got to try and get another one of those if I can. They're all Graham Farish, and I just fell in love with N gauge. I just loved the size, what you could do with it in such a small area, and the models as well. And as I think most people realise these days, the detail on these models has improved tremendously. And although my eyes are getting a little bit weak now, and I'm finding it a little bit difficult to do things without glasses and magnifying glasses, etc. They are still really enjoyable to watch. Anyway, enough of that. I started this probably about 6 months ago. I had this little area in my house which had been covered with shelves full of junk, rubbish. It's in my basement, and it was just looking untidy. There was nothing happening here, and I wanted to have somewhere for a layout. So we pulled it all apart. I made about 1,000,001 trips to my local tip, got rid of all the rubbish, painted it all, got it all nice and clean, warm, tidy, well, relatively well lit, and bought some track. I had some which I'd had left over from a previous attempt at a layout many moons ago, which was in good condition, so I kept all of that, and basically went from there. Been getting the usual magazines as well for the last 18 months or so, for some more inspiration. Went onto the net, got the AnyRail design package, and spent many happy hours muddling through with that to get a track plan, and eventually this is what I came up with. So here we go. Starts here. We've got the double loop, which you can cross over onto either side. I don't know if that's prototypical or not. I'm not a buff when it comes to prototype rail operations. I just love playing with trains, and N gauge especially. I'm going to set it around loosely the southern region, but possibly somewhere where it would intermix with the Great Western, and probably around, I don't know, the 50s maybe, because I quite like some of the early diesels as well. So at the end of the day, what the heck, it's my train, so if it's out of date or out of prototype, then it's only me that's going to not know about it, because I probably don't, but I'll enjoy using them anyway. Right, so we come through here. Obviously there's the normal sidings, goods yard, etc. And I've got a couple of the Metcalf kits for now running in there. A lot more to do. Experimented with some magnets to uncouple, which seem to work quite well, although they're a bit ugly. I don't know quite whether I'll keep them or go back to using like I've done here, the Dapol ones, which I'm going to have a go at. Now I've ballasted this bit, I'm going to have a go at painting them a similar colour to the ballast with some painted sleepers over the top, just to disguise them a bit. So if that works, I'll replace all these other ugly ones with those, but as time goes on. Anyway, we come around here. There's quite a big loop here, and it goes into a tunnel there. Underneath what is now a raised area for a town scene or something similar at some stage. There will be, excuse the finger, a road coming down here, winding down to this level to provide access, you know, for the workers back to the engine sidings, etc. And then down this way to the signal box and the station area. Where it will go from there, I don't know. Anyway, trains come round here out of the tunnel portal, past this embankment here, which I've got this Metcalfe retaining wall. I tried to get some of the Merca stuff from Germany, but it's like hen's teeth. So I got fed up of waiting and bought these, which I'm quite impressed with actually. They're really quick to make, so I might get some more of that. And around here there's a little branch line that shoots off, and we'll come to that in a bit. The rest goes around the back here. This is probably going to be hidden partially by some higher ground here, so you'll be able to see it, but it'll be in a cutting. Goes over what is going to be a canal, which winds across the layout. And where the ballasting stops, just prior to that, there's going to be a tunnel portal, and this is going to be a big hill covering all of this loop here. Hence the little cutaway, so I can get in if the trains have a problem, derailment, or need to clean the track or whatever. So they come out along here, and again there's going to be another tunnel portal here for them to come through, and then back over the bridge and back to the station area. The branch line goes up an incline again over the what will be the canal, carries on into what will be a cutting through into this area here, which I'm not quite sure. Initially I was thinking about a quarry, but I don't know. Might be a quarry of some sort. Yeah, it won't be a coal mine. I don't think they had that many in the south of England, but more likely a quarry, or maybe something like a creamery, or some sort of wood merchant or something. Perhaps that. The reason for that is this branch line, a bit of interest, and also I can use that as a break-in then later on, because I want to, underneath these stairs, there's some room, and I might actually extend into there at some stage with some more track if I'm able to, but I don't know. One of the problems I had, and everybody tells you to do it, and I tried it and it didn't seem to work very well initially, because I wasn't sure how I was going to operate my points, but I decided to motorise them after I already put them down, and I hadn't drilled the holes. So I sat scratching my head for a while, and I came up with the idea of doing it remotely. It's a bit fiddly, but I think it's going to be okay. You have these, basically I've used some brass wire, made a loop through the hole, put it into a tube to protect it, and I can scenic over that, you won't see that. And then where the seat motors I've used, where the spigot sticks up through the baseboard, I've soldered the brass wire to that, and those bits will be covered by buildings or other scenery, so that you don't see it at all, and they work really well. Like I say, they're a bit fiddly to do, and I should have done it at the time when I put the motors down, when I put the track down, sorry, but lessons learned, eh? Right, here we go. Apart from the little shunter 060 I showed you, which was my first engine, I've got 4 more here, which I've accumulated over time. Got a nice little A1. We'll say this probably isn't southern region, I don't know. I know it's early BR, it's the green. Whether they were used in the South Countries, I don't know. But he's a nice little engine. I got the Dapol pannier tank. Sorry about the lighting down here. I have to sort this out for the next one. I just love these little engines. They're brilliant, aren't they? And they just chug around nicely. This one has got a bit of a history to him because as I said, I bought the initial lot about 30 odd years ago when I hadn't long been married and we were thinking of having some children. I got it at the train set as an excuse for my son, but it was for me really, wasn't it? But we emigrated to Australia for a while, and then while I was out there I bought this, a little 4P, again nice little tender engine, Graham Farish, and I got quite friendly with the guy who owned the shop, who was he used to be a dealer, a sales rep for Farish, and used to work for them over in England before he emigrated. So that was quite interesting talking to him. And then recently I went to the Engage International Show this year, and I indulged in buying this little Dapol Class 24, which is my first and one and only so far diesel, and I just love it. It's brilliant, runs around, it's got the lights on it which work. So yeah, the pannier, the Dapol pannier, the A1 and the diesel will all be DCC. At the moment it's wired for DCC, but I'm running it on DC while I'm testing it all and getting it all running and ballasted, etc., and doing all the work to the set. But I will be putting it onto DCC. Not sure what system I'm going to use yet, but there's several on the market which I'm looking at. So yeah, the points, we're electrifying the points slowly, although I won't put those onto DCC. I'm just doing them off a power electrical bus wire connecting into these little point motors here, switches. I got these switches, these boxes pre-wired and set up, etc., from a company called Expo Tools. Go online and find them, and they're these little boxes are brilliant. You got 5 pre-wired switches with connectors, and for somebody who doesn't know much about electrical work and soldering, etc., although I'm surprising myself with my soldering, they were an easy fix, and they work really well, and they look neat and tidy, which is something that I probably wouldn't have achieved at this stage. So yeah, I'm happy with them. And that's it probably for now. I think I'm going to have a go now and see if I can get this video put up onto my channel, and then I can carry on now and do a bit more work. So there we go. Thanks again to all the guys out there on YouTube who say I mentioned Mark. There's Everard Junction, he's a brilliant guy as well. And there's some others who I've been watching as well, and all their information, their how-tos videos have helped me a great deal, and I appreciate that. So without further ado, I'm going to go and try and put this up onto my channel. Ta-da!